My friends, it's happening again. YouTube has changed the algorithm and they are removing subscribers from my channel at a ridiculous rate. At this moment, you may have been unsubscribed from my channel without any warning or notification. So I'm asking you to please make sure that you are still subscribed and have the notification bell selected so you'll receive updates when I post videos. And if you are not subscribed, please take a moment and do so. Help us keep fighting this war to save pop culture from the predations of cultural vandals and the wokeness of these corporations. We are winning this war as more companies turn away from wokeness, but the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, and we must all band together to stop this onslaught against Western civilization. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you would. And now, on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I stand before you today with news from behind the scenes at Marvel to share what my Hollywood spies have been told about the ruthless cancellation and reboot of the current Daredevil series, filming for Disney+. What happened and why? I received 2 reports from my Hollywood spies over the past few days as they received more information about the massacre that happened behind the scenes, and let me tell you, it's a fascinating series of rumors explaining this stunning and swift change of fortunes for the Daredevil production, which was troubled from the start in a lot of ways.
Hey man, Daredevil was really the best Marvel TV series of them all, which is not surprising since it was made over at Netflix, where they do seem to have some quality controls over their content that Disney lacks. Sure, you get some woke garbage on Netflix, but you also get outstanding shows like One Piece. All Disney does is fail, repeatedly. They say that consistency is the hobgoblin of small minds, and Disney Plus is extraordinarily consistent in turning out terrible shows. Every once in a while they turn out something amazing like Werewolf by Night, but hey, accidents happen. Pound for pound, Disney is the champion at creating crappy entertainment that critics force themselves to watch because it's their job. The rest of the world just unsubscribes, ignores them, stays away from their parks and goes to Universal instead.
Agreed, gentlemen. Disney is remarkable in their ability to consistently fail. I think it's a byproduct of wokeness, where they're so intent on trying to turn everyone into a political extremist loony, they hire activists instead of writers to consistently disastrous results. But apparently, Daredevil was so fucking bad. Feige got about halfway through the production and said, no mas. Before we get into what my Hollywood spies told me, let's go over the basics, which are, in and of themselves, quite fascinating and explosive. In an article titled "Marvel is quietly calling off a lot of shows, here's why," SK Pop tells us, quote, "For the last few years, Marvel has tried the same approach for TV shows as they do for films. Only recently did they discover it's not effective. The turning point occurred when Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios president and primary producer, watched the new Daredevil episodes. Feige responded by quietly firing the 2 writers of the show. He then revamped Daredevil Born Again, even though they had already filmed almost half of the planned 18 episodes. This was before the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. And at last, someone with authority recognized that Marvel's TV strategy didn't work. The studio has been a juggernaut in the entertainment industry, particularly in the realm of superhero movies. However, recent developments suggest that the studio is quietly canceling a number of its TV shows. One of the most glaring reasons for the cancellations is the financial aspect. The studio has already spent over $150 million on Daredevil Born Again, and most of that footage may not even be used. This represents a significant financial drain, and it's a risk that Marvel Studios seems increasingly unwilling to take." Unquote. So why did Marvel spend $150 million on a show so bad they pulled the plug on it? The following article explains a lot about how insanely fucked up and out of control spending is at Disney and Marvel, but after I share this with you, you're gonna hear what my Hollywood spies told you, and it is worth the wait. Now, this level of irresponsibility would have been unheard of in old Hollywood, which was focused on creating huge profits from creating huge hits. Give the customer a good product and profit follows. But get a load of this confession of utter incompetence slipped innocuously into the following article from metro.co.uk titled, Marvel Ruthlessly Scraps Huge Plans for Highly Anticipated Reboot. Quote, Daredevil Born Again was added to the mammoth slate with Charlie Cox remaining as the blind lawyer cum crime fighter Matt Murdock. While the show was highly anticipated and had already started shooting, Marvel has decided to scrap the show in its current form. In late September, the head writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman were quietly let go from the series, as well as the directors for the remaining episodes, according to The Hollywood Reporter. With less than half of the planned 18 episodes shot when the writers and actors strikes halted production, head honcho Kevin Feige had seen enough. It's reported that Daredevil Born Again was tonally very different from the original show, which was beloved by fans, and Charlie isn't seen in the suit until episode 4. Marvel doesn't use a traditional approach when creating these shows. Instead of pilot episodes, they will shoot the whole thing, then rely on reshoots. This gives the shows a very sink or swim debut on the streaming service with blockbuster budgets on the line to varying success, if you ask the fans, unquote.
So that explains why Disney Plus TV shows stink worse than an incontinence used Depends after Tuesday Taco Night at the home. They don't start with a final script. They start with a sloppy, half-assed first draft, then figure they'll fix it in post with reshoots and cuts. Greatness is never created in post, you pathetic morons. To quote Yoda, this is why you fail. Okay, so that's the story that Disney is allowing to leak out. But what really happened to him, Cock?
Harvey Cthulhu, apparently Daredevil was a complete shit show from the start, thanks to the incompetence of Marvel and the lazy stupidity of Disney. You already heard that Daredevil didn't actually appear until the 4th episode, and the tone of the thing was way off from the Netflix series. Brilliant, Disney. Like a guy so stupid, he can't get laid in a brothel with a fistful of $100 bills. Disney can't even make a hit show when they've got the blueprint of an existing hit show right in front of them. But what went wrong behind the scenes? Buckle up, gang. The ride gets bumpy from here. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to tell you is information provided by sources claiming knowledge of the situation at Marvel, but since I cannot personally confirm any of this, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. On October 13th, my spies sent me the first of 2 updates. Quote, we believe this is very accurate information. We've been able to get a good number of verifications on this. According to multiple sources, Daredevil has been completely scrapped and will start over from the beginning. As we understand it, a producer was released. The director has been banned from ever working with Disney again. The entire writer's room walked out in his band, keeping in mind some of the writers worked on She-Hulk. To be clear, we are still working on what exactly happened. As we understand it, some of the allegations involve sexual harassment and other allegations that we are still investigating, but one that we believe is true is the lead writer being shouted at, calling him very racist comments, all because he was trying to be true to the story, unquote.
What? You mean the head writer was trying to be true to Daredevil, the comic, or possibly the Netflix show, and so his own staff attacked him or her because of it?
There's nothing these creepy little woke fucks hate worse than someone allowing a white male to be a hero. We're gonna hear more about this in a minute, but let's continue with this first report. Quote, according to multiple sources, this is on tape, and we may have heard a recording of it. We have to sit on some details because of the source, unquote. That was what they first sent me. When I asked for more information, they sent me the following explosive reply on October 15th, quote, "So as I've already told you, Daredevil is in complete chaos and we are getting a lot of verification on stuff we've been told. It seems this rabbit hole goes deeper. We are going to go over Daredevil and the behind the scenes of what we are being told and will tiptoe around the allegations. As far as Daredevil, it is definitely getting a complete remake. We are talking 100%, including a rewrite, and according to our source, Disney has already spent $170 million to $190 million on the project, so this show will probably become one of, if not the most expensive to date. It's our understanding that the only people not fired from Daredevil are the actors. Almost everyone else has been fired or banned from ever setting foot at Disney ever again. Now, according to our main source, these allegations involve Charlie Cox. Allegedly, he was harassed multiple times and threatened to walk off the project multiple times. The main source of contention was Cox wanted to continue with Daredevil from the Netflix show, basically season 4. Allegedly, Cox reached the end of his rope when he learned that the director was going to kill him off and replace him with a female, unquote.
What the actual fuck? Oh, it's almost too predictable.
My spies continue, quote, "It's our understanding that this female that was going to replace Daredevil was going to use tech she builds to fight and see like Daredevil. But it doesn't stop there. According to our main source, but others as well, this is happening to all MCU shows and movies allegedly. Kevin is cleaning house. Also, according to our main source on this, Disney is far more focused on fixing the MCU than Star Wars. In fact, Star Wars may be put on ice very soon. But Disney is apparently scrapping more than Daredevil," unquote. So there you go, my friends. Apparently the woke wankers pretending to be writers on Daredevil wanted to kill off Daredevil and, as usual, turn him into a stunning and brave whammon. Charlie Cox got wind of this and pitched a fit. The head writer either agreed with him or was trying to change things to accommodate Charlie. The staff rebelled, calling him all sorts of horrible things. The whole production blew up, and now they're pressing the reset button and starting over from scratch. All in a day's work for Disney, laughably called the happiest place on Earth. From the center of the Earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.